All right, guys, I'm going to go over the 4 horsemen of killer content. So this is the strategy that I take with my personal business, with Machine Co Media, for example, when I'm creating content, and it's also the strategy that I take with all of our clients. It's very simple. It's a 4-step formula, pretty straightforward. I'll make it super easy for you guys to understand. First, target. Who is the target of the content? Second, what is the goal of the content? Third, how are you going to create and distribute that content? And fourth, how are you going to measure success or measure the content? Analytics. So first up, target. Who is your target client? And I want you to be specific with this, as specific as you can possibly get, because this will help you. This is like the foundation for all of your content. If you can figure out who your specific client is, you will be able to find out what their problems are or what their pain points are. And if you know what their problems and their pain points are, you will be much better equipped to come up with ideas of what content would help them, right? If you are obsessing over the customer, like Jeff Bezos says, you are going to have ideas come to you naturally, right? How can I serve this target client with my content? Pretty straightforward. 2, what is the goal, right? A lot of people will get into this thing where it's like they have been told where you need to make all this content and just throw as much shit at the wall as you can and see what sticks. That's cool, but like you're not going to get good results from that. Like being intentional is going to get you what you want out of your content. So the second thing, once you have defined and figured out who your specific target client is, I want you to figure out what the goal of this content is. So how are you going to measure your success with your content, right? How will you know, okay, this is working? You need to define that. It's very important. And you need to quantify it as well. So a big part of setting goals with social media is understanding, okay, what is the number I need to see as far as leads coming in from my content, or appointments set from my content, all the way down to where you make money from your content. So be very specific about that. It's usually helpful to start from the bottom up. Say, hey, I want to get at least 10 new clients a month with my content strategy. And then you work your way up from there. 3, creation and distribution. So this is the harder part. That's what she said. This is where, businesses like me come in and we just take care of all of it for you. But again, if you're doing this yourself, I want you to just start creating content on a daily basis. It could be something as simple as just writing down in your journal ideas that you have for content. And I want you to post it, even if it sucks ass, because if you're doing this yourself and you don't have a budget to pay somebody to do your content for you, you need to get really good and really clear on what is hitting as far as your content goes so you can begin to replicate that. If you are if you're hiring somebody to do it for you, right, and you're paying kind of a cheap price point for it, usually people who don't charge a lot for content creation and strategy, they are going to be a little lackadaisical. They tend to be on the lazy side. Creatives are just by nature kind of disorganized. So my advice to you is, if you have hired somebody and they're on the cheaper end of things because you just don't have the budget for it, you're bootstrapping or whatever it may be, ask them to give you their step-by-step process. It will save you countless hair follicles out of your hairline, I promise. And then over communicate with them, because again, they're just not very organized and you need to go above and beyond to communicate with them most of the time. If it's done for you and it's more expensive, like what we offer, it's a higher ticket. We've got more experience. We've been doing this for over 8 years. So if you're paying somebody a high price point, this should 100% be done for you. You should not have to worry about the creation or the distribution part. And then lastly, analytics. Did you hit your goal? What did well? What didn't do well? And how can you replicate and enhance what did well so that you can get your goal over and over and over again? And that's all I got for you guys. Hope that helps. Peace.